of Pakistan on behalf of OIC.
Thank you, Mr. President. The OIC reaffirms its support to the mandate of the Council in promoting universal respect for all human rights. In achieving this objective, the Council's work should be guided by the principles of universality, objectivity, and impartiality as enshrined in the founding UNGA Resolution 60/251. We are concerned over the increasing tendency to prioritize some human rights concerns over others. In some instances, political agendas have driven the work of this Council and human rights mechanisms selectively. The selective approaches and politicization of the Council's work is illustrated by the fact that out of its 35 special sessions, only 2 were focused on thematic issues. Except for the instances where the Council rightfully responded to the grave human rights and rule of law violations in the occupied Palestinian territories, all of the special sessions were aimed at the developing countries. Ironically, states that drive the Council's agenda on item 4 have chosen to remain silent and even oppose its actions vis-à-vis continued aggression in the occupied Palestinian territory. Beyond the special sessions, this Council has established around 37 investigative mechanisms, out of which 15 are on situations in Africa and over a dozen on Asia. In many such situations, the stated goal of improving the human rights landscape remains largely elusive due to the application of political interference preferences. In cases primarily where states start to cooperate, these mechanisms tend to act like a boa constrictor. Unfortunately, even some of the glaring manifestations of racism, including religion-based discrimination, are often approached from a political lens and conceptual gridlock. Mr. President, the OIC expresses concern over the rise of anti-Muslim hatred, discrimination, and violence, even at times under state patronage. We once again invite the Council's attention towards systematic and persistent human rights violations and the well-established patterns of impunity in situations of foreign occupation, unresolved conflicts, and simmering disputes. A litmus test for the Council is to unequally address the escalating violence, forced displacement, and illegal attempts to obliterate distinct religious, cultural, and demographic identity of Muslims in these situations. I thank you.
Thank you. I now give the floor to the distinguished